What is up, guys, gals, you awesome means and gamers of different shapes and sizes. This is me, Proxy, bringing you some more Titanfall 2 today on the PlayStation 4 Pro, and as usual, it's pretty freaking awesome. It's so good that I have to gasp for breaths while talking, as you saw there. I've done this in every single video. I can't believe that I'm able to provide you with this much gameplay footage of Titanfall 2 over the span of its lifetime so far. It's really, really cool. Really, really badass. But today I'm going to bring you some North Star gameplay. I try and mix and match when it comes to all the Titans. I know that I generally like to go for Ion. Ion is a very safe bet, especially when it comes to just casually playing Titanfall 2. But today we'll bring you some North Star, because I thought, why the fudge not? North Star is awesome, just like all the other Titans. Would love to know your opinion, though, when it comes to the Titans in Titanfall 2 in the comment section below. What is your favorite? What is your worst? Or I should say least favorite? All that opinionage, I care about it so freaking much. And also, I'd love to know if you're still playing it. I'd love to know if you're actually excited for the future DLC, supposedly, and it's actually getting incredibly teased right now. In July, we're going to be actually seeing the return of one of the most popular game modes from the original Titanfall, which, as we all know, was probably the Horde mode. So we might actually see Horde mode come back in Titanfall 2, or at least the Titanfall series, and that's going to be awesome, freaking exciting, because I really hope they make it so you can play it solo, because that is the one thing I really wanted from the original Titanfall 1 Horde mode, was a soloable mode, kind of like if you're playing, say, like Halo. There's a, you know, the Halo kind of like firefight thing. You could play that by yourself, or say even Gears of War. Like those games, you could actually play the Horde modes by yourself and have fun playing them. And so hopefully they do that for Titanfall 2, because Titanfall 1 was very team oriented still, and it kind of made it so that it was unplayable if you were by yourself. But one thing I want to mention actually before you all click off this video, because I'm not too sure how far everybody gets into these videos before they end up getting bored of them, is just to apologize for the lack of videos recently. I don't know if many people who actually watch the videos on the channel watch the Titanfall ones, but I do want to apologize. I will make another video explaining this, but basically I've ended up getting a brand new job, and it's actually this guy there just teabagging casually while waiting for this dude to get out of his room. But I'm going to pop an electric smoke on his face and whoop his ass. I mean, Shark Killer 99. Noob kill. No, wait, no, because that means you'd kill me, because I'm a noob. But yes, anyway, I apologize for not actually having as many videos coming out lately. Generally, I have about, what, like one or two, like every single day. And at the moment, I've not been able to do that. I've not been able to fulfill that. That is because I have actually got a brand new job. It is a daily job, so I'm kind of adulting at the moment. I had this massive bout, as you already know, where for like the last year, I've been kind of like in and out of the channel in a sense, where because obviously I spent about 4 to 5 months in New Zealand, and then getting back, and then having to get back into this whole, like, you know, the oriented kind of being awake at the right time thing, all the jet lag and all that rubbish, and then also trying to figure out why I wanted to do the channel and stuff as well, because obviously the channel has been around for 3 years now. We've only just got to over 8,000 subscribers, which is an amazing kind of feat. I love that we actually even did that. I didn't even think when I started this channel that I would have one. I mean, I think everybody hopes that they do, but it's one of those things where I never had a goal. I never had a goal to have like so many subscribers. I think everybody kind of like has that idea, that plan, and I didn't. I never have, and I just kind of enjoyed making videos and talking about them. That was the whole point of making the channel in the first place, was so I could talk rubbish about video games. But North Star vs. North Star, why the fudge not? This guy here actually tether mining me to the floor, not something you, like, I'd say a North Star pilot wants to experience, because you are supposed to be a pro. So hopefully you can get out on top against this guy. I mean, he's actually losing more health than me at the moment. There we go, shooting him right into the shoulder panels there, giving a nice little massage with those bullets. But remember to always charge up your shots while playing as North Star, because that means you do the most damage possible. This guy here having a little bit more of a one-on-one with me. It seems he's actually been able to chip a little bit more of my health off me. Whoa, dodging a cluster bomb here, getting tether mined again. But remember, there's been no point really me dropping those tether mines, because obviously he's been running away from me, and if I drop them, it means that if something does actually come up behind me, then I will end up getting screwed. So you want to try and use them for those emergency situations. But either way, when it comes to the job thing, so I've ended up getting another job. It's one where I basically have to work till very late in the afternoon from the morning, and it's this thing where it's very draining. It's actually taking a lot out of me. It's probably one of the easiest jobs in the entire freaking world, and you'd probably be incredibly, I don't know, like, I wouldn't say embarrassed, but kind of like, really? You're complaining about that? It's a very simple customer support job kind of thing, and it's a job that I kind of really enjoy, but it's one that because you're sat staring at a computer all day looking at that screen, it means that playing video games and stuff is getting to be like a bit of a nag, in a sense of like recording them so then I can upload them kind of thing. Like, I'm really wanting to do reviews of games. This is the one thing that I love the most in the world, is reviewing games and also live streaming. So I'm wondering if maybe I should kind of like just chop away the whole kind of, you know, just casual like one-off videos, maybe just do live streams instead. Like, instead of like say doing like an edited like 30-minute video or something like the one I just did of Next Machina, I actually do like a live stream of it. Maybe actually get like an hour out of it, and that means it's kind of like 2 videos in one. I'm freaking, I have no idea, but it's that thing where I want this channel to go on for as long as I'm alive, and so it's this thing where when it comes to content, the content is for you, it's not for me. Like, I'm just talking about the games, like it's more about entertaining you and stuff. Please don't leave me alone. But when it comes to that, I really do hope you're enjoying the channel. I really do hope you're enjoying the content that is there for now. I really do want to try and figure out what I want to do and how it will actually complement and work alongside my job at the moment. This is what happens when you get older. You have to get a job, you have to pay for stuff. And I really want to end up getting my own place again. And so it's that kind of thing where I have to get this kind of wage of working these hours to even like live, you know, by myself, live independently once more, and it's something that I really, really miss. And so I'm working towards that. You know, it's this thing where I'm not on some kind of YouTuber salary. Remember that all the revenue goes to charity. What little revenue gets, you know, from the channel goes to charity. So it's that kind of thing where we gain nothing from it. Like, and the stuff that goes to charity is games that go to you anyway, because we do it all through Humble Bundle. So it's that thing where you kind of understand where I'm coming from where it comes to like the career side of things. Like, I'm not trying to become some kind of professional YouTuber. I literally just like playing games. Like, I've had like the 1 or 2 comments saying, why don't you just shut the channel down? What's the point? You're obviously not getting that big anymore and stuff like that, so why are you even bothering? And I think that's like the kind of thing of that kind of illusion that everybody that's on YouTube is trying to get YouTube famous. And I literally, as I said, never got onto this to become YouTube famous. It was this thing where when I first started the channel, it was to do all about confidence. It's something that I've actually brought up multiple times when people have asked me why I even did a channel in the first place. It was so then I could be confident with my speaking, that I could actually talk like I do right now. Because if you do actually go back to the previous days of the channel, like very at the start, you'll notice that I'm not as talkative as I am here. I'm actually quite nervous, I'm actually quite shy, and that's the kind of the person I was. But then by doing the channel, I've ended up becoming this incredibly confident person. It's actually helped me get the jobs I can actually get now, no matter how easy and straightforward they are. But well paying, that's the main thing, right? It's all about how money rolls around. It's all revolving around the world, like a giant planet. But Titanfall 2 missing it is this thing as well where because of how I get home, like at the end of the day, I can only play so many things. And so at the moment I'm having to record footage for Battlefield 1, which I know has been out for quite a while, but I want to try and get as much footage of the multiplayer as possible, obviously before Call of Duty comes out, so then I can do videos about that and also a review on it. Because even though it's an old game, I want to make sure that I can review all these old games, because it adds to the portfolio, and it means that if I ever wanted to try and get into a job in game journalism properly, because I've done game journalism jobs, but never paid for it. This is the depressing thing when it comes to gaming journalism, is that no one wants to pay you for it. So if you do end up wanting to do that kind of thing, please do it for yourself. Please make yourself your own channel. Do not work for another website unless they're an actual fully fledged paying website. Do not do free work. And so it's this thing where even though I've been able to do a lot of review videos, a lot of editorials and stuff, I've never been able to get a job out of it. It's very, very difficult, because the news sites that do those kind of things kind of depend on freelancers and stuff. Like the games media outlet, it is YouTube, and so it's a very unusual kind of thing at the moment where it's not like, say, sports news or general news and stuff like that. It's this weird thing where YouTubers are the news, and you can't really make a career out of it unless you get a niche or unless you kind of get viral. And so obviously I don't think we're ever going to get that, so there's literally no point getting excited about it. But it's that thing where I'm going to have fun with it. I actually just completely my ass handed to me by an Ion there as I went into Doomsday, which is depressing, which is not something you want to see. But we are kicking ass. We're playing Bounty Hunter as well, if I didn't mention it. We're also using the G2. This is probably one of my favorite guns in the game. I'm actually using the, it's called the, it's kind of like a infrared sight, so so basically you can actually like highlight enemies. It does actually get rid of one of your like secondary icons though, which is a little bit depressing. But it doesn't really matter though if you're actually quite efficient with the gun. So as you can see, like I can actually kick a little bit of ass with this weapon, and it's really fun. I really love the stopping power of it. It's kind of like a gigantic long-barreled pistol in a sense. You know, kind of like, what was that pistol called? Was it in Resident Evil? There was that one gun in Resident Evil. I think it was Resident Evil, where you got the gun, but then you had to get all the parts for it to put it together, like the stock and stuff. And was it for Claire Redfield's character? Like in like story, I'm not too sure, but I ended up like realizing that the G2 is kind of like that. It has that kind of like stopping power and that kind of like just power in general, where it is just incredibly good. It's just really useful. It's that thing where it's incredibly accurate because of that stopping power, because you don't have that recoil and stuff, and the range is fantastic. It's kind of like a, I don't know what you could class it as, like a fast-firing sniper rifle in the sense that it doesn't do as much damage, but depending on your skill with it, it will obviously determine the damage. It's kind of awesome in that kind of sense. But I would love to know your opinion when it comes to those weapons and stuff. Again, I am kind of waffling about my life at the moment. One thing you'll probably notice me do a lot more of, like, at the moment is hedgehog stuff, because something that, as you already know, is I have a pet hedgehog, and so part of having a pet hedgehog is like showing love to your pet hedgehog. And so part of my day now when I get home, it's not just like a full day of like, say, me doing what I want and just making videos for the channel and stuff. It's something where I've actually, again, I had to adult, but I've been able to get, you know, a lot more kind of like focus time on my hedgehog, which means that when I get home I get to spend an hour with my hedgehog, like just focused time, like, you know, having fun with it, you know, just bonding and stuff, watching it play, snuggling with it, having a little bit of a nap, because I get so tired when I get home at the moment. It's so depressing how most of my day is gone just from feeling tired. Like literally I get home at like 6:30 and I then have like 12 hours, not sorry, I used to have 12 hours. I have like 6 hours to do something, to do what I want, and then I have to go to bed again. And it's so rubbish. I hate that. I miss the life of an employment where I left my job so I could go see my family in New Zealand and then just do what I wanted with the channel. Don't you remember that? It was so fun, even if only a few people watched the videos. And look at this guy here hiding behind the obstacle. I remember this bit thinking, this dude here, he's like lit up in pink. Why is he hiding? You can also see here as well, Alexis packing a Monarch here. She's actually really enjoying the Monarch at the moment, which is really, really awesome. A really cool Titan. Something that I've really loved about all the Titans in Titanfall 2 is that they're all incredibly balanced. And this is something that I've mentioned with all the Titans in Titanfall 2, unlike, say, the originals in Titanfall 1, is that they weren't that balanced because you had that kind of thing where you could switch between all the weapons, and so there was that kind of thing where everybody really loved using the 40mm cannon. But with Titanfall 2, all the Titans have kind of those counts and stuff, so I really love that. I love that you can actually just pick up the game and play with a Titan and still whoop ass of it even if you lose. We're actually winning this one, which is fantastic. If we literally banked now, we would win. We would just win the game. It'd be done. It'd be done. It'd be all over. I would take the crown, the trophy. I mean, who's going to actually get the top of the leaderboard? I'm actually going to be really excited to find this out. Because one thing you probably noticed was I wasn't actually banking that much in this. I was actually kicking a lot of butt, but was not banking. We had like $374 there by the end. That is bad teamwork when it comes to me. But at least we won. Alexis did awesome, look. 1,200 in banking, and I did like nothing. I did like 13 kills though, right? Which is kind of good, right? It's all about the KD, son. Oh dear, but anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this gameplay. I apologize for all my waffling, but I had to tell you in some shape or form. Maybe I'll do like another vlog or something in the future, I'm not too sure. But it has been me, Josh, again, Proxy, bringing you, oh my goodness, aerial rejection to Goons Goblins. Wow, North Star in your face there right at the end. That must be the 13th kill. I knew I had 13 kills in this one. It's, you know, it's a long day. I'm just going to go nap now. They're trying to escape. We're going to try and pwn them. Cluster bomb here, Proxy. I was going to say, jeez, we're trying to like stop all of them here from actually getting to the dropships in some shape or form. I'm going to activate my ultimate here. See if I can actually take down a Monarch. Oh, shooting the dropship a little bit though. Oh, remember that the North Star. Oh, killing the pilot. That is awesome. Did the pilot jump out? Or did I? Oh, no, he's right there. Look. Oh, we missed it, but either way, it's been me, Josh, and I will see you all next time. That would have been a badass end shot then. Boom shakalaka, 13 kills. I think we were like, no, wait a minute, the guy at the top got the best one. No. If anyone can play Tiny Violin, please play it for me right now. But either way, I'll see you in a future video, depending on what I actually do, but I hope to see you all next time. Ciao for now.